Hey Miracle Fighters, it's Pton here. Today I'll be doing a different video. This time I'll be showcasing some Cardfight Vanguard Zero ranked fights, right, on the mobile app. So yeah, Vanguard Zero gameplays. It's been a while since I've done a Vanguard Zero gameplay, but here we have it. This time I'll be playing Megacolony Machinings, right, the Machining Legion, and just trying it out against G-Decks basically, right. Okay, so this is our first game. I keep my hand. Okay, and I'm facing Gear Chronicles. So I'm going second. It's okay. So basically what Machinings focuses on is just the typical Megacolony playstyle of paralyzing your opponent's rear guards. But Machinings are fun in that they can also paralyze the opponent's Vanguard. And by paralyzing the opponent's Vanguard, in the G era is pretty strong because a paralyzed Vanguard means that it's at rest, right, during a constant, and your strike comes into play in the same orientation as the Vanguard. So if they strike on top of a paralyzed Vanguard, their Vanguard is going to be rested, and on attack skills just don't work. So I thought that was a pretty interesting skill to have. And so yeah. Okay, so I go into Hornet. I decided to go for some early rush. Because I have like 12k attackers and I can make like 19k columns. So why not? Why not push for a bit more damage? Gears technically are a turn 4 deck because they want to strike, because all their skills are GB locked. Okay, so now it's their turn. If they want to hit me, they have to call 2 intercepts, or rather they have to call 2 more attackers. Against clans that can like retire or bind or rewind my front row, I just like to rush a bit more early on, so that they have to actually commit from hand in order to hit my Vanguard. And that's what I forced them to do. So his hand size isn't looking too huge. Okay. So let's see. I have the break right, so I go into Cycloma Tooth first. So I can strike. I have the strike forward in my hand. Even though my deck is a Machinings deck and the strike fodder isn't a machining, I still decided to play the strike fodder because striking is just too good, and you don't want to discard your great tools for striking most of the time. Especially the Machining Legions, they require you to Persona Blast. So here I go into just any generic strike, honestly. He doesn't have any back row, so the Fighter's Collection strike doesn't work. Or rather, it's not that useful. It's not useful at all. I might as well save it for later on if he calls something to the back row. Okay, so I heal myself down to 2, which is very good. Gets a draw, it's fine. Now my hand size is the one that's small. But next turn, if I can break right, which I most likely can, I think, I will be able to just paralyze his entire field, including the Vanguard. So he strikes, and he goes into Fate Rider. So this is the one that can pull out intercepts from the deck if you have a bunch of great ones in your hand. Yep, the typical rewind skill, just get rid of my intercepts. Costs 2 counter charges and a rewinder. Counter blast 2, send that to bottom, and then earning in skill counter charge, so it's free. Really good skill. So right now it seems like I basically have like no field, no hand, right? It's pretty bad. Gets out of resist unit. Doesn't really matter, but okay. Okay. So he's giving me 4 damage for my break right. Still can't hit my Vanguard, so he'll most likely kill my Locust. Right now it looks pretty tough because he healed himself down to 3 as well. Okay, top draw. Oh, nice. Okay, so I decided to go into Spark Hercules instead of the Legion, because Hercules can actually superior call without needing to Persona Blast, and he also gets double crit without needing to Persona Blast. But I'm not really going for the Legion here. I'm trying to get out, he needs to actually attack with. Okay, so I actually have the Persona Blast and the Legion set up. So I'm just gonna save it, I think. Yeah, I save it. So the Vanguard can ignore Intercept, which is pretty good. And here I check a heal, which is a lifesaver. Okay, double trigger. So I push him to 5 without needing to kill any of his intercepts, and leaving his field like paralyzed. So if he wants to actually attack, he will need to call over them basically. So if he's gonna call over them anyways, why commit cards to kill them, right? When your opponent can just kill them themselves. So here he's forced to ride. So that his Vanguard is actually standing. Goes into right in the clock, which is the double crit strike. Okay, so here he sends my intercept to the bottom. So I have no field right now. Doesn't look too good for me, but at least my opponent's at 5. So and he only has 1 intercept. He didn't call over that one, so he also only has 2 attacks. So if I can kill that 1 intercept, he needs 2 more cards in his hand to defend my other 2 attacks. And his rearguard chrono jet can't hit. So it's my turn. Oh my gosh, I drew into another Scorpion, Mark II. Okay, so right now I'm debating whether to go into the Legion or stay on Spark Hercules. So here I decided to just skip the right phase and just go straight for Striding. So this Stride, Machining Destroyer, right, is pretty good because it also paralyzes the opponent's Vanguard. But it needs me to have 4 Machining Rearguards. So I was betting on just Striding and trying to draw into a Machining. So here I'm just going to empty out all my 4 Machinings that I have on my hand of the field, so that I can fulfill Machining Destroyer's cost to paralyze 1 Rearguard and also paralyze the Vanguard. So next turn, if he wants to attack with his Vanguard, he has to rewrite again. And then if he wants to strike, he has to discard another grade 3. So that's my current game plan. I check no triggers, which is unfortunate. But here I try to go for game. He's able to guard it, but he only has 1 card in his hand. If it's a grade 3, okay, cool, but can he strike? Right, and he cannot get through my defenses basically, because he has 1 paralyzed unit in the front row. So he passes his turn, it's my turn, he did nothing on his turn. I'm just going to replace that with an intercept just to protect myself. Oh, my opponent just gave up here. Alright, so this is round 1, and I will go straight to round 2. Okay, so for round 2, I'll be facing off against yet another Gear Chronicle deck. Okay, so basically same game plan. Okay, so I'm missing grade 3, but I just redraw 1. Obviously I don't get the grade 3, but I will, I guess, draw into it. I'm fairly certain I'll draw into it. Okay. And those grade 2s are very important. Okay, so my opponent is taking quite a long time. I don't know why. Okay. Now it's my turn. So I drew into a grade 3. Okay, going to Hornet. No skill. Because I have no machinist in soul, but just the basic swing. Basic 1 attack. Okay, checks a grade 3, which is good because we want our opponents to draw into as little grade 3s as possible so that they don't get to ride and strike. So I decided to save because I can't hit over defensives. So I didn't find it a point to. I just wanted no point to just to commit that early. Okay, so he also did not commit anything to the field, so just 1 attack, slow game. Okay, so I'll go into Cyclomatooth, my only grade 3. Makes sense. It looks like I can't strike. I don't think I will strike. I'm not going to discard 2 cards for strike, so I might as well just call them as intercepts and potential boosters. So here I decided not to call because it's just going to get rid of them anyways, and I can't hit over defensives. I don't want to commit that early as well, so just push 1 damage slowly. So here I'm just gauging what he's gonna do, and I also don't have another grade 3 for Cyclomatooth, so I'm just kind of stalling a bit. Okay, he doesn't use Vanguard skill to send Little B to bottom because his Vanguard can already do that. So let's see what he does. Is he going to call? Okay, so he doesn't call any intercepts. He just calls 2 hard farm workers to draw. So once again, very slow game where both of us are just like stalling a little bit. Okay, I top draw into Spark Hercules, which is pretty good. Am I going to discard it for strike? No, of course not. So because my Vanguard isn't a machining, Red Soldier doesn't get plus 3k, but it's still fine. I decided to just push him to 5 damage, and his hand size got too big, so he ends up discarding a PG, which is really unfortunate for him. Discarding a PG, oh my gosh, just because the hand was too big. That must hurt. Okay. So I think I can defend myself pretty well. I've got the PG to guard Ragnarclock, if he wants to do Ragnarclock. Alright. Here he goes into Chrono Dragon next stage.
Vanguard にアタック。スキル発動。ファーストチェックヘッド。ヒールトリガー。セカンドチェック。サードチェック。ヒールトリガー。
So here he timed out. And I just basically played the game normally, like how I would. So here I can actually do some multi-attacking plays. So that's a really fun thing about the machine deck. So let me just show you guys what this deck can do. Right? If the opponent only has one intercept, of course. So here I just use my Vanguard skill to pull out a intercept from the soul. It's in rest, but I can store it in the back row and then save it for one turn, so next turn it'll be standing. So here's the multi-attacking play, basically with Mosquito Mark 2. You can do something like that, make 4 attacks. So I go Spark Hercules first, because it's double crit. And I check another crit, so it's triple crit. He got that, obviously. And just swing for a rear. Push him to 5. And I have 2 intercepts plus 2 PGs on my head. Should be able to guard if he doesn't multi-attack. Alright, 3 times up, and I win. So, very, very funny. First game, the opponent gave up. Second one, time out. So, I don't know why everyone just is not having a good time against my Megacolony. Alright, so I rank up here. This was actually recorded a few, like 1 week ago. So right now I'm obviously of high legend. But anyways, let's move on to the 3rd round. Okay, so for the 3rd round, I'm actually up against Aqua Force, which is pretty interesting because Aqua Force and Megacolony, well, Aqua Force doesn't really like to fight against Megacolony because they rely a lot on their attackers. And Aqua Force focuses on making multi-attacks, right, by restanding their units, by restanding the rear guards. And with the Megacolony's ability to paralyze, it's really going to hinder them in reaching the required number of battles or waves. So let's see how this game plays out. So I'm going 2nd. Once again, I'm missing grade 3. Right, very worrying, but oh well. Can't wait for Dark Phase, honestly. Okay, he checks 1 Savas, that's good. Because as I've said in the previous 2 games, right, you don't want your opponent drawing too many grade 3s. You want them to just check all the grade 3s, and then when they paralyze the Vanguard, they can't ride, and they also have lesser cards, lesser strike fodder. So here, Karma strikes. I check a grade 3, I don't draw into my grade 3. So my hand is full of grade 2s and 1s. Okay, so here I call down Caucasus, guaranteed on hit to paralyze the Vanguard booster, so he can't hit over defensives with his Vanguard if he rides into Savas. But surprisingly he does not. He rides into Max and checks the Savas, so that's 2 Savas out. Right, and Max does not have a Vanguard skill, I think. It's a rear guard. It's good on rear guard, but it's useless on Vanguard. So here I got lucky. I top drew into Stag Beetle. It's a pretty decent ride. It hits for magic numbers, and it's a +2 to the field. It doesn't hit for magic numbers, sorry. It hits for a gigantic Vanguard attack. Right. So here I skip strike because my Vanguard is already so huge, and I'd rather save the strike fodder for next turn. So okay. So here I can make magic numbers. Right? So I'm just bashing my opponent's facing right now with huge columns. Look at my center column, it's 32k. And my rear guard is 25. Oh my gosh. Yep. I boost with Caucasus and ooh, that sweet critical trigger check. And a draw trigger. Oh my gosh. The crit is really good. It pushes my opponents to 5. I like crits. Of course draws are definitely the superior trigger in Vanguard Zero, but oh my gosh, do you see that? He actually dropped his Savas because his Hansas was too huge. And he actually has now 3 Savas out. So he does not ride. That's very, very unfortunate of him. Checking your Savas in the drive check, in the damage check, and then discarding it because your Hansas got too big. I can imagine how he's feeling right now. So here he's going for the typical title ball first strike, just to get a draw, and he has the bustle to create the four attacks. Right. But this is Machinings, right? This is Megacolony. Their bustle is most likely going to be, paralyzed the next turn, so I'm not that afraid. Okay, heal trigger is pretty good. 1 PG down as well. Good info. Okay, I drew into my better right target. So now I'm thinking whether to go for Stride or for Legion. I think I'll still go for Stride. Oh, Cyclomatooth. Yeah, I'll go Cyclomatooth. And then I have a Stride fodder. I was going to Destroyer because my heart is not a machining. So I can actually go for the on-hit strike. He has 2 intercepts. And then my Vanguard will just hit. So it's not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to Draggy Devil, which is the Fighter's Collection strike. The one that can paralyze one in the front and back. Most likely not in the front because both are intercepts. I'm just going to kill them. But I can paralyze something in the back row. Okay, so I paralyze. Very nice. So now Bessel is paralyzed, and the very strong boost is also paralyzed. There's not much you can really do here. Okay, so he does not ride again. He's stuck on Max. So he goes on the Lambros, even though he cannot reach 4 waves. That's I don't know whether that's because he does not have any other options or what's going on here, because I think it's a very, very big waste of Lambros. He checks triple trigger, but he's not able to use Lambros, and that's very, very unfortunate. Okay, so right now I break right and paralyze his entire field. I don't have to strike because his whole field is paralyzed already. I might as well just go into Legion. And he gives up. So that means, yep, basically out of 3 games, 2 games my opponent gave up, and one of them my opponent disconnected, which I'll take as giving up as well. So yep, Megacolony is pretty annoying, and many people who don't know how to fight against it, they just give up the game, right? So yep, that was a pretty interesting best of 3. Right, I hope you guys enjoyed this Vanguard Zero video. See you guys in the next one. Bye guys.